of Tuesday, July 13th to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee Rose. Here. Franklin. Whitmer.
Here.
Reinig. Galler. Kumbir.
Yep.
McNally.
Here. All right. Can we all stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lisa, has this meeting been properly posted, and if so, can you tell us how?
And posted in the upper and lower levels of the Amundsen Community Center, the Cambridge Post Office, Hometown Bank, and the village website.
Okay, that would appear to meet our requirements. Moving right on, we're going to go into public appearances. Ms. McKinney, would you come up, introduce yourself, and...
Actually, should we have Carol go first, because she has just a screen set up there, so we'll flip the order if that's okay.
You're right, it is all here. So.
And I can get this out of your way.
All right.
Yeah.
Carol, Sapienza, Jefferson County Tourism. Can you introduce yourself again and what you do? And
Yes, let me just pull this up too. I am Carol Sapienza. I'm the board secretary of the Jefferson County Tourism Council. I'm also a Cambridge resident, and I represent Cambridge on the board. And I am giving quarterly updates to the board because you sponsored a page in the tourism guide. So here I go. This is tourism updates. Can you see this?
I can.
Oh, good.
And I had sent it to everyone too. So.
Just wanted to thank you guys again for sponsoring the page. We're highlighted all over the guide, as I told you the last time. This is our new top 5 for summertime, talking about outdoor adventures, picnics, grabbing a meal al fresco, shake your groove thing at the outdoor music venues, and cool off outside with the kayaking and pools and things like that, and then attend our incredible summer events, which we have a lot. Even little old Cambridge does. I'm going to be going to the Town of Oakland meeting before they talk budget in September to see if maybe they would consider sponsoring another half a sheet. So instead of one half a page or half a spread, we'd have a full spread like a lot of the other communities do. And I just figure, why not? I've never asked them to participate, and we'll see if they're willing to do that. I mean, we promote the lake and businesses that are in the town of Oakland too. So let's see. Oop, it worked. I updated the Cambridge community page on the website on the Jefferson County site, which included more pictures. Let's see, talking about history and let's see, we broke it down. Recreation, did some Lake Ripley pictures, some kayaking pictures, Camrock County Park pictures, and then I added an agri-ventures spot with Hinchley's dairy farm tours and history. And then just added a photo of the Cambridge Historic School Museum. And then I added some shopping destinations and some dining destinations, mostly the people that sponsored ads in the guide. But we promote everybody. Let's see if I can get back to my thingy here. I'm also linking the Jefferson County Tourism page to our listings in Destination Madison, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, and the Travel Wisconsin page. Just because it's kind of hard to navigate to the village website, I just connect to the Jefferson County Tourism Cambridge page, so it goes directly there. Website stats are good. With Cambridge is always like one of the top 5 searches on the Jefferson County Tourism website, which is kind of funny because there's a lot of larger communities. But I'm glad to say that we get a lot of traffic off of that site too. We're doing a lot of blogs. Row Pottery just did one the other day, just talking about welcoming people back. They welcomed a tour bus in June, and basically talking about how great it was to welcome people back. This is theirs. And then they were talking about Maxwell Street Days too, so that kind of tied into the whole tourism thing, and talking about other things going on in town. And she was talking about also the trails and all that. The newsletter, the beauty of the blogs is that we have a newsletter that we do every month that goes out to about over 7,000 people. And we tie in all those blogs into the newsletter as well. So next month in August, the Row Pottery blog will show up here and go out to 7,000 people too, and they'll know about Maxwell Street Days and all the events going on and all that fun stuff. We also had, real quickly, Tina Hinchley from Hinchley's Dairy Farm Tours came and talked to us last month at the June meeting. She talked about agritourism and all the fun things that are happening at her place. Even though she's in Dane County, it doesn't matter. It's, we're promoting the region. What's new, JCTC reps were featured on a 20-minute YouTube video with Michael Klisch. He's on Fort Atkinson Online, and he has a little feature that he does, What's Up with Michael Klisch. It kind of focuses on Fort Atkinson, but then we tied in the whole Jefferson County region too. We did a 4th of July promotion for fireworks and parades, and blog, social media, newsletter. Well, the Facebook reach was over 11,000, which I was shocked at. So that was really popular. We'll do it again next year. We were at the Jefferson County Fair this week. We had a booth and took down, people signed up for a drawing for the Pine Cone gift certificate. We had over 230 people signed up for that, so we'll add them to the newsletter list too. We're also going to be at the Wisconsin State Fair booth on August 11th. And then we're working on a countywide wedding promotion. I also kind of handle the Travel Wisconsin, the state tourism site, and I just update the events as they come up, and then update any business changes, like the address change for a new vintage dream and stuff like that. We also got some earned media where they kind of do these little feature stories. So the last one was Hinchley's again, talking about farm fresh experience agritourism in Wisconsin. They were listed as one of the fun farm tours that people can do. And then in May, Cambridge was listed as one of 7 Wisconsin destinations for small town charm. So they're always, picking and choosing communities to highlight for free.
Will you update this again next year then, too?
What do you mean?
The, showing what's going on in Cambridge next year? Because I feel it's,
Oh, you mean all the events
change.
and things? Oh,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
It's going to
Yeah,
change next year, I think.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Yep, where there's always changes
Hopefully, we
being
can still
made.
try to keep it a destination.
Yeah. You'd be amazed at, how many people want to just come here just to get away from, the big city and stuff, so. Okay, and then there was also some good information shared by the Wisconsin Department of Tourism for like a free webinar for offered by the SBA, or Small Business Administration, or I think administration, which was shared by tourism, and then I shared it with the restaurants because they were offering the revitalization fund, just more information on that, so if they wanted to sign up for that, they could get it. And then there was also a Wisconsin Restaurant Initiative where the Wisconsin Small Business Development Center offered free consulting to our restaurant businesses if they needed help. And then there's something new. Lisa got a message from Dancing Goat who said, hey, do you want to sign up for Destination Madison? Well, that's a great connection for us to have because, we've got Jefferson County, now we've got Dane County. And so we signed up. It was like $100 or something. It was very cheap. And we get to list all of our events. They are coming out actually to the Wednesday wake-up that is held at Cambridge Market every few weeks. They're going to come on the 21st of July and talk about partnerships. They want to promote day trips, which is perfect for Cambridge. And they also can hand out our brochures at their downtown and airport locations. And we actually have a pretty good brochure. I don't know if you have it upstairs, but I had never seen it before, but I was handing it out at the fair, and it's big. And it's, have you seen that? The Cambridge? Yeah, it's nice, and they must have just done it a couple of years back. The chamber must have done it. So I need to grab some more of those, and maybe we can get those out to more people, because I didn't even know we had it. And then Kathy Yerges from Cambridge Market is going to help me with events, listing the events, and Stephanie Lachetta from A New Vintage Dream is going to, she actually attended one of their collaboration meetings and found it very valuable. I was in for about 5 minutes, and I thought we could get a lot out of this partnership. So I could show you the listing, but I'll let you guys, I think we sent it to you, and you can see that there unless you want to see it. But we've got a lot of upcoming events. I was actually surprised this year at how many events we really still have happening, and we just added one for a downtown shop hop that's happening on September 30th. So that's, I think, being organized by Cambridge Market and Stephanie. They're kind of our partners in crime with a lot of this stuff. I guess that's it. I just wanted to thank you guys for, partnering with Jefferson County Tourism and letting me do what I do behind the scenes here, and let me know if you have any questions or anything.
Besides, you mentioned Oakland. I know that Christiana and Rockville are obviously not Jefferson County, but similar thing.
Yeah.
Reaching out to them about sponsoring a page. I mean, obviously, you mentioned two things that were in Christiana. I
Right.
think Sprouting Acres is in Christiana, maybe it's
Oh, yeah,
Rockdale.
Sprouting
And then,
Acres.
I mean, Hinchley Dairy Farm Tours is in Christiana too, so
Yeah, I'll do that.
if they might be willing to sponsor or help.
Yeah, why
pay for
not? I
that,
just
so.
figure, the more we have out there, the better.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they budgeted, something, if something pops up that we say, oh, that we have this opportunity, it would be nice to be able to go to them and say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, we've got this opportunity, so. That's about it.
Carol, what is our investment for
It
Cambridge?
is
to be-
$575, and that is an annual page in the guide.
Okay,
And so I would be asking the town for the same, to do 2 pages.
the town of Oakland and
Yeah,
bring in them with the village of Cambridge. All right, so $575, I guess.
It's nothing.
Okay.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah,
Agreed.
It
And
is
my
well worth
service
it.
is for free.
And thank you for all you do, Carol.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
So-
I appreciate you reaching out to the lake, because I have always felt that the lake is just an area that we have not done as much as we could have.
Oh, I
The
know.
village, to try to partner up with them
Yeah,
and
for
for them to
sure.
partner up with us.
For sure. And we promote the Jefferson Speedway a lot too, which
Okay.
I didn't realize was in Cambridge. And that's kind of a
Well,
nice,
In Oakland.
well, town of Oakland. Okay, I know, I just consider it all Cambridge,
Yeah.
but yeah, town of Oakland. Yeah, so we do a lot of promotion for that too, which is a great draw for people. It's a great thing to bring people to town, so.
One last question, Carol.
Yes.
Say Oakland and the rest of the community don't want to sponsor another one. Is there anything stopping us from having 2 pages? Is that
No,
possible? Like,
no.
if we
Yeah.
wanted
Oh,
to
yeah,
up our
of course.
investment to
Yeah,
1,000? I'm
what
not saying
hap-
we want to, but.
Yeah, because what happened was, I used to be on the chamber, and the chamber could only afford the
Yep.
one little page. And I'll just show you real quick, because I brought it, but I forgot. Just the difference between, I mean, obviously it's a page, but this is our page, and this is kind of the inside cover, and then this is for, just, you could do, you could talk more and more
Yep.
pictures and stuff like that,
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Okay, and you're having success here with the dancing goat, and, they're off and
I
running.
know, but I wish we could just go there and hang out too, but no, that's amazing. I mean, that's gonna be a draw too.
Yeah, it will be,
Yeah.
it will be.
Opened up on Thursday.
Yay. Lovely.
Okay. Carol, thank you very much for coming by.
Thank
and
you.
giving
Thank you.
us this informative
Okay,
presentation.
I'll try and be discreet. Actually, I'll wait and then get rid of my stuff. Or I'll just start.
All right. Thanks. Okay, now we're gonna go back. Kate. Miss McGinnity, yes, if you can come up.
Good evening, and thank you, Mark, Chair McNally, and hello, everybody. Nice to see your faces in person. And thank you for letting me have some time on your agenda tonight to update you about what's going on at Dane County. I'll start out with a couple of upcoming dates. As I think most of you know from the last update, the Bike Connector Trail is now has been forming as its own 501c3 Friends Group. And this board, I think last time you met, or maybe last month, okayed that Phil Van Valkenburg would be who the trail was named after. So August 1st at the winery will be the groundbreaking and trail naming ceremony at 2:30. All are welcome. There's going to be a band, there's going to be speakers, there's going to be dancing, and a silent auction that will be starting the fundraising for the next trail. Also, I was so happy to hear Carol's comments about the Hinchley Farm and Dairy Tours, because on August 21st, they are hosting the Dane County Dairy Breakfast there, which will bring a lot of action and hopefully energy into our community. And it correlates with the Cows on the Concourse, so get your dairy best on, I guess, on August 21st. The local organizations that I'm involved in as part of my role. One is the Cambridge Area Senior Resource Network that was that Laura Payne, Jefferson County Supervisor Laura Payne, and I took over the co-chair from Mary Jeremo, who still is wonderfully guiding of our ways. And the project there, as you know, because you saw I believe that you got part of the presentation on the needs assessment. And one of the big needs was a usable resource guide for our area, older adults is I guess what we're calling ourselves now as seniors. And Mary Jeremo and I wrote a grant and received it from the Cambridge Foundation for the printing and dissemination of that resource directory, which is now all the information is done and checked over from many different sources, and it is now at our graphic designer getting graphically designed, I guess. So stay tuned, and that should be coming out shortly. We started the Computer Buddies program, which was a pairing of our older adults and our fourth grade students at Cambridge Elementary School. That will continue hopefully in the fall and even expand, and we're also expanding, just as an FYI, to the Deerfield schools in the fall. That's getting all set up. We're trying to recruit 63 older adults. So if anybody wants a really fun 10 to 15 minutes in your day and you're over 55, that Computer Buddy program is very fun. I did it myself to know what it was like, and I think I'll never stop. It's just a very cool experience. I can't remember the last time somebody asked me what my favorite candy was as a kid. You know, the conversations you have with these fourth graders, it's so fun. A couple of other items that are kind of in the works. One of them is that a recent public health Dane County dashboard named 4 municipalities in Dane County that were under 50% in the vaccination rate, which is significantly behind the rest of the county. Not Village of Cambridge, I'm really happy to say, but unfortunately, several of our neighbors, which I represent, the towns of Albion, Christiana, and the Village of Rockdale. So I'm working with public health. I know we have the mobile vaccine unit that's been coming to our Friday night concerts that's put on by our arts folks. And so we're looking at other ways to just make it available to people. They're finding that if there's easy access, people are more likely. So that will just help all of us. And also, and Mark and I had a chance to visit a little bit about this, and this is just if anybody has ideas, I'm open to them. We have a new, recently appointed Dane County Sheriff, Sheriff Calvin Barrett. And he's very hands-on, wanting to come out and, you know, talk to boards, talk to community members, kind of hear what our policing needs are. And so I'm looking at, you know, organizing. Mark and I talked about maybe having him come here, you know, to one of your board meetings, but also we could, you know, think about different events that might be nice to have him at, so he could just be accessible to the people. So that's a couple of things that I'm working on that I'll have details as we move forward. And then my big item. Next to COVID, as you know, most of my first year has been spent on research and the lift around broadband infrastructure in rural Dane County, which is downright pathetic at this point, if you ask me, for 2021. So I am very happy to announce that the Dane County Broadband Task Force will be meeting for the first time a week from today. It includes 15 appointments from pretty much every stakeholder in the game. So telehealth, education, town boards, village boards, youth organization, senior focal point, internet service providers. We're just getting everybody around the table, and we're going to figure this out. And what we need to do is support especially our rural municipalities, because right now, the way things are in the state of Wisconsin, the only way we can expand broadband infrastructure is to get grants. And it would be all Lisa did. I mean, you know, to find the grants, to figure out the qualifications, to do the lift on that, it's, you know, not reasonable for our, you know, our small rural boards and in our villages and towns. So we're using county resources to hopefully build a sustainable system that is going to do the lift with and for our municipalities. So we've got, you know, a year of speakers and agendas kind of mapped out. We're ready to hit the ground running on that. And I have a request, but I also have a possible answer to that request. So one of the things that's going to be very important, because what's missing, the thing that's missing most in the whole equation is accurate data points. If you look at, you know, the maps, it says that, you know, Dane County is 95 to 98% covered, right? Because Madison is right smack dab in the middle, and but it doesn't look, you know, equitably at what's going on in rural Dane County. So we may literally be like boots on the ground, clipboards in hand, knocking every door in 125 square miles to get the data points we need. And if that's what we need to do, that's what we're going to do. So, and I don't think it'll be like exactly like that, because we're having so many stakeholders, and different stakeholders have different pieces of the data that we need, that we're going to just bring it all together. But what I am looking for is from the towns and villages that I represent, having one person from each board that would be directly getting the information. I don't want to wait for the quarterly updates, because the task force is meeting once a month, and there could be and the grant cycles, the first grant cycle starts up in the fall, and those grant cycles are rapid. The windows are very fast to get stuff in. So that's why right now we have staff at the county working on what are the grants that are going to be available, what are the qualifications of each of those grants, and then going back to our municipalities and saying, okay, which of these qualifications do you have at your fingertips, and what do you need? And then when we find out the needs, that's what we're going to figure out how to get gathered together. So I actually fortuitously ran into somebody from the Economic Development Committee over the weekend who mentioned that broadband and my name had come up at the last meeting. And so I took the liberty of reaching out to Carla Galler as the chair of that and asking her if she would have any interest being that conduit, and then found out she wasn't going to be here. So I was glad I called her, and she said that she would be willing to be that person for this board if you would like her to be. So that's kind of between you, but I think it makes sense because broadband is so connected to economic development. You know, if we can't guarantee accessible, reliable, affordable broadband, we're not going to have, you know, businesses interested in coming to our area. So that's the skinny, the long and the short of it. Any questions or thoughts?
I have one, but I don't think it's county, it's probably more state, but I'm starting to get conversations, and I saw something in the paper, DOT, and the routing of Highway 12 and 18. Have you heard anything at all at the county about that, trying to connect Cottage Grove down to Whitewater?
No, but I can find out. So connecting Cottage Grove to so what's
You know where the 4-lane is, over by Cottage Grove? Right there. 4 lanes, all the way down to Whitewater. There was something in the paper, I saw it, I haven't done anything with it, because I've been kind of busy on a couple other things.
Is that Highway N?
I don't
in?
know. All I know is it's 4-lane,
Yeah, it'd be Highway N, Mark,
yeah.
because that's where the 4 lanes sort of end, right there.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
I mean, it goes a
So then
little
you're
farther.
saying it would be 4-lane all the rest of 1218
Yes,
from?
down to
Okay.
Whitewater.
It'd be all the way to probably Cambridge then, right?
Yeah, well.
And beyond.
Yeah.
Well, where would they put 2 more? Yeah,
and
I'll
it-
be checking
Well,
on that.
that's something that's out there for 25 years. And
Yeah.
like I said, I just didn't know, it's state, but maybe you.
Well, look at what they've done to Highway 12 around Whitewater and things like that. That's all 4 lane now, with a
Yeah.
bypass.
I'll check on that, Mark.
And,
Thank you
And I'll
very
get back
much.
to you, sure.
Any other questions here?
Kate,
Okay.
I can be in contact. It could be a good idea to have the sheriff come to our joint law enforcement committee meeting
Yes.
with Deerfield, as we have a joint contract with them. So that could be a good first step if he wants to
Absolutely.
introduce
That's a
himself
great
at the
idea. Do you have the
committee.
date on that off the top of your head?
August 10th?
Look at you, thank you.
It's August 1st?
10th, our first meeting in
Okay.
August.
Okay.
And would you like me to reach out and invite him to that?
If you want, that
Sure.
would be great. And
I'd
then
be
just
happy
let me
to do
know.
that.
Okay.
All right, thanks
All
so
right.
much for your service.
Thank you very much for coming by, Kate. All right. Going to move on then to approval of the consent agenda, which has some.
We got another public.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I
Mr.
didn't get here.
Dean Lund.
Dean Lund, Cambridge resident. I just want to thank the board very much for their support of the opposition to the Cambridge solar application as presented. It'll be on the agenda earlier. I just want to say thank you for your support.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, I'm going to now move on to the approval of the consent agenda. We've got village board minutes, Public Works, Energy Subcommittee, Economic Development Committee, and Board of Review.
I'll make a
I'll
motion
make-
to approve the
Go
consent
ahead.
agenda.
All right, Eric's made a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
All right.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it carries. Let's move on to reports. I'll start. I want to just explain. We've had, as you know, a couple of concerts at Veterans Park. We had the first one on June 25th, the second one on July 9th. And the Arts Council is kind enough to put that together. We had a board meeting on June, I want to say 23rd.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Eric.
No, just needed a.
All right. We had a board meeting, and we had talked about it, and we had a plan. And for our June 25th meeting, a couple days, actually June 23rd. On Thursday, I got a call from the Arts Council, and I'm just giving this to you as an explanation for something that I did. The Arts Council found out that they could not use the Badger Bank restrooms because the Chamber of Commerce was no longer there. They have shut down. And the bank was going to lock it up. So the Arts Council told me they didn't know about this. It was Thursday night. They were not going to have enough time to go out and get a porta potty. So they asked me if I would be willing to get behind leaving open Amundsen. I tried to reach you, Lisa. You were gone at your phone, and so I had to make a decision. Since I have a key, I said, okay, they could use the downstairs. The upstairs was locked. I did put a sign on the window advising people to come around and use it. I was down here to make sure that it was all locked. I went through the men's room. My wife went through the ladies' room. There was nobody here. We locked it up and so forth. At the June 9th meeting, or July 9th, they did have their own porta potty. So I had to, I hope you're not upset, but I'll take that one. I did it, and I think that the concerts are a great thing. Last one, on July 9th, they had 700 people. The previous one, they had like 350. So that's a lot of folks to bring in.
I got a quick question, Mark.
Yes.
Didn't last year they use the, use porta potties for these concerts on the square?
I got the feeling they were using the Chamber of Commerce.
I think they used the Chamber of Commerce, and just a correction, they did know about it before, because we had
Sure
talked
they did.
about it at the village board meeting that Tuesday.
Yeah.
But they did use the chamber ones last year.
And we also talked about maybe it needs to move here at some point, because Veterans Park really isn't the best place to have these concerts.
And-
Where we have another beautiful park that would be even better.
Okay, I don't want to get into
Yeah.
something
We don't wanna get there
totally
tonight,
off
so-
record,
Next
but
year
I
when
wanted
we
to
look at-
explain that one to the board, okay? All right, so that's my report to you. I'm going to move on. Plan Commission. Eric, you done with your candy there, or do you need more of that mental?
I'm good.
Okay.
We met yesterday. One of the items is on the agenda, so we won't talk about that for now. The only other thing that we talked about were the vineyards development and the lots. There were 5 more lots or permits taken out.
Yep, there'll be some releases of 5 more lots, and so they're
Oh.
continuing.
That's really all. It was a short meeting.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Village office updates?
As you can see from the previous months and coming up, we've had a lot of committee meetings, a lot of things going on between economic development, the solar property, still working on winery things, economic development things, the bike trail, like Supervisor McGinnity said, is moving forward. That will be, Town and Country is out doing preliminary work already, so that's moving forward. All the liquor licenses have been distributed, filed with the state, all the records and so forth that we need to do for the after board of review, all the assessments and so forth have been distributed to both counties, so moving forward. There's just a lot of things going on, a lot of big projects we're working on and spending a lot of time on.
Okay. Questions for Lisa?
There's one report that's not on here, and that's Plan Commission. I was just going to give an update.
You just,
One of the items, I'm sorry, Public Works, sorry. Cold
the
medicine.
minutes were in the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point out to
Yeah.
everyone that it was a long meeting. It was like 3 hours long. And we talked a lot about the tree ordinances. So if you have an opinion about tree ordinances, please attend the next one. We went through every single line of that, so I know
yep,
you were able
on
to.
that.
but-
We will be doing, revising the ordinances and coming up with some policies, so that'll be coming up in the next month.
I looked at that, I never saw so many trees that are not authorized to be in the terraces.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have expected a box elder, but boy, there was a long list. Black walnuts and, you're right, it was a long meeting.
It was a very long meeting.
Okay, all right, thank you. Any other questions for Lisa? All right, let's move on. Bills.
The first run was $60,818.80. And the second run that was done today was $3,301.83, with a grand total of $64,120.63.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills and set them out.
All right, second.
I'll second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second. We have any questions? I have one. Actually, it involves somebody that's here in attendance, and it's not a very large amount. $44.69. We had a street sign. We put up a second one.
The
For,
first one was stolen.
First one was stolen.
yeah. Mike, that's out in your neck of the woods. Okay, are we gonna, do you think this is gonna recur, or?
We did get tamper-proof bolts and so forth that
Okay.
Wilbur is putting it
I'll slow it down a
more
little bit.
secure than,
The whole sign's gone next, but
yeah.
that's what I think.
Well, they'll
Um,
get a big pipe and fill it full of concrete and also bury it in concrete.
We have actually purchased Whiskey Thief Way signs, and they are available at the distillery, so people don't have to take off of
Thank you.
off of the street sign. Just so you know, we're trying to provide an alternative.
Yes, because we don't normally have a problem with people taking signs, but I did notice that happened out
We
there,
liken it to back in the 60s when High Street may have been stolen.
Mile marker 420.
so. Yeah, all right, okay. So you actually are selling them now, so.
Yeah.
Okay. And we've got accrements on there. You can't really take the thing off short of a blowtorch or something. Good. Okay, any other questions? We got a motion and a second for approval of the bills. Roll call, please.
Trustee Whitwer,
Yes.
Kumbir,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
McNally.
Yes. All right, thank you. New business, permission, Public Works Director to watch for and buy a used snowplow not to exceed 50,000. Is this you, Eric, or is this Lisa?
Sure, I can take it again. This is a recommendation from the Public Works Committee. As you know, we have one very old snowplow that we've been talking about replacing for a number of years. Director Wright has been watching on the Wisconsin surplus page, and a number of good used ones have come up, but he would need the permission to bid on them. What came from the Public Works Committee was that he could bid up to $50,000. We would pay for it out of general funds and then go for funding after. Because once you bid, have to buy it, and there's no time to come back and forth. So he doesn't want to miss out on the opportunity of a good used plow that would fit our needs, and expecting that
But
they'd
they
be
have to
able.
look at the power of the engine and stuff like
Oh, yeah.
that. Hopefully it's a
Yeah.
diesel, and
Yep.
they have to look at the transmission and all this stuff
He
here.
knows that.
And,
And then he would expect to get 10 to 15,000 for ours if we then sold it to help offset that
so
cost.
we're not gonna get a very new snowplow for 50,000.
No, but we could get one. A lot of the larger municipalities change them out every 10 years. They're low mileage. They're a lot better than what we have compared to spending 250,000 on a new one. If he could get one for under 50,000, and that's our third snowplow. So our backup one when 3 guys are out. Right now, the old one is a stick. He's out driving that one because it needs pampering, babying, and using it so that it doesn't get trashed. And
And we put a lot of money into it, and
yeah,
it's time to
yeah.
move it on.
So
Okay.
Buying used was a better alternative based on all the other equipment that also needs to be replaced. Most of his stuff over there is getting old, so 50,000 was, he had the one that he lost, it was at 45, 50,000 or so,
Okay.
yeah.
And this went through approval,
Now's the time to look
Public Works.
Yep.
before it gets,
Yep.
even thinks about being winter.
It was just me and Carla.
Yeah, all right.
I just hope it's better than the street sweeper we bought.
And he's doing
I'm
his
sure he
homework.
will.
He
He
knows
will. Yeah.
what we need, and
But it could come along at any time,
exactly,
and it might go a little bit higher, so
exactly.
that's okay.
Okay. How do you guys feel? Anybody want to make a motion?
I will gladly make a motion to authorize Wilbur, Jeff, permission for Public Works Director to watch for and purchase a used snowplow not to exceed 50,000. Are we happy with 50? Ted, I heard you say going over a little bit. What? Yeah. Did you have an opinion, Ted, on the 50,000? I heard you say
Well,
it might go over a little bit.
Let's say it goes to 60,000, he's found a really good one. How fast can he make a decision?
Well, those auctions typically
Because we're
last a week or so.
We'll take it out of the general funds, and it'll have to be, we still have to finance it some way.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with that.
Use his discretion.
Leave it to his discretion. you know.
50,000 with his
I
discretion.
don't expect
to
him to
exceed.
spend 100, but,
Yeah.
Okay.
you know, and also, I'd like to make a comment, you know, SUVs and stuff like that went up 30% this summer. From their original asking price in the spring, they're up $5,000-6,000.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure that vehicles like this are taking a jump also.
Okay, so we've got a motion for 50,000 with his discretion, exercise of his discretion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second to go ahead and to purchase this for 50,000 or discretion of Wilbur. Roll call, please.
Trustee Kumbier,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Whitmer,
Yes.
McNally.
Yes. All right. Wilbur gets to look for a snowplow. Otherwise, we're going to send you out with a shovel.
What is that?
We're going to send you out with a shovel, and you'll be out
No.
there.
I
I'm
have to
just,
bring my snowblower down.
but that's okay too. All right, let's move on. Conditional use permit, 201 Commerce Avenue. Lisa, tell us about this one.
Take it, Eric?
No, please.
This was before Plan Commission yesterday. It is for the Napa store site. The business is being sold. There's currently 3 conditional uses for that building: storage, offices, the Napa store. They are looking to remodel the entire inner part, where a small portion will be the store, the rest will be storage, the racks for the store. They're getting rid of the outside storage and so forth. That's part of the conditional uses currently. They'd have 19 parking stalls, which meets with the actual retail floor space, meets code, would be good with that. They will be doing some updating to the outside. The structure won't change on the outside, but painting, reworking the parking lot to get more stalls in, correct the flow, taking out the big doors and so forth, and filling it in. We do have a rep here for the project if you want to add anything or if there's questions. But it was a unanimous approved recommendation from Plan Commission.
It's just basically changing the orientation of the building, being sideways to having the main entrance towards the front, so the signage will be on the front facing Ace Hardware. And it looked really nice from the architectural drawings and a lot more storage space, so we thought it was a good idea. And it was there before anyways, so.
I have a question, sir, but can you come up and introduce yourself?
Larry Barton with String Architects of Madison, and we're representing this client in the renovation of that building.
What's your first name again?
Larry.
Larry. Okay, Larry. My question kind of came out of last night when I was listening, and I know it's auto parts. And I'm thinking about batteries and any kind of explosive. Are they going to be contained in a small area? And is that secured so that that doesn't, you know, if there ever was an explosion, that the rest of the building wouldn't be too much affected?
You know, they will have items like that, but they're commonly stored in retail environments and open environments like that. So these would be stored on open storage racks. It's not high bay storage. It's you know, normal height storage.
Okay.
And so I don't think they do like have a separate room for them, nor is it a requirement. It would be similar to if you went to Farm and Fleet or something. They have batteries out in the open, or Home Depot and so forth. Except for their batteries are stored in the back, and they're brought forward upon request.
And aren't those more lead-based batteries versus some of the other batteries that can be a problem?
Well, they're automotive batteries.
Right.
I don't know the details of.
Well, I just, is there anything that can spark with all the solvents and the oils, and you really have got a fire? I guess that's what I'm asking for. Or if that's not a consideration, then
Yeah, I mean, it's safe organized storage. Things are kind of compartmentalized where, you know, those, because it's an organized store for easy access when somebody comes in and asks for something. So they're somewhat compartmentalized, but they're not of a hazardous material classification that requires, you know, fire-rated storage cabinets or anything of that nature.
Okay.
So,
All right. That answers it, I guess. Any other questions? Okay. Anybody want to make a motion for approval? Conditional use permit?
I'll make a motion. Motion to approve the conditional use permit for 201 Commerce Avenue.
Napa, per the recommendation from the Plan Commission.
Okay. Second?
I'll second.
All right, we've got a motion, a second. Further discussion? Okay, all those in favor of approval of the conditional use permit at 201 Commerce Avenue for Napa, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, it passes. Thank you very much, Larry.
thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
When do you get started with the remodel?
We're finishing up the drawings now, and we have to submit them yet, which will take, you know, it's taking longer to get the plan reviews done, but probably within a month and a half or so, I'll probably start.
Cool. Look forward to it.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.
Okay. All right, let's go on to item number 9, unfinished business. The well and the water treatment facilities, an agreement with MSA. Lisa?
So at the last meeting, we did approve the scope of services for the, moving forward with the well project. This is the actual contract. I did provide it to Mary Bailing. She got it back to me Thursday, right before I left, or after I left, so I got it over to the engineers today. Overall, she was comfortable with it. She's just got a couple fine-tuning with some language that aren't major issues with the contract, just language. So I sent those over to MSA. My recommendation would be to approve it once we get final, you know, on the condition of final approval from Mary Bailing. She'll just work with them on those couple.
Small little things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right, somebody want to make a motion to that effect?
I'll make a motion to, let's see, once the changes are made, that Lisa processes the contracts and get them back to MSA.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll second that.
All right. Okay. All those in favor then of approval of the contract subject to Mary Bailing's final approval, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Let's go on. Energy Subcommittee update. If I'm not mistaken, Wyatt, that's yours.
That is me. So as Dean mentioned during public comment, and we had voted on our last meeting, the Energy Subcommittee did move forward. We sort of unanimously voted on adding the more stronger words of opposition to the project as proposed to our statements. At this time, per our legal counsel, we have not submitted any public comment and instead plan to use this language in sort of our communication as an intervener and sort of moving forward, just making sure that we're very clear on our opposition of the project as proposed. Along with this, we've been working with Murphy Desmond on just sort of gathering some, doing some data gathering or figuring out who can help us with data gathering on growth impacts for the village if the project moves forward as proposed. Murphy Desmond also filed as our legal counsel officially for the PSC, and our current update on budget, we're about 2,000 now. There's a couple invoices that haven't come in yet for meetings in the last week and a half or so, but we're about 2,000 of the 5,000 that we approved before. So don't need to ask for more yet, but we've got some more work ahead of us. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. Along with that, we're just looking at some potential upcoming meetings in the next month. And then the Wisconsin State Journal did reach out to Mark, Lisa, and myself, just gathering info on what is this project, what's going on here. They had gotten wind of it but didn't fully understand what it was. So we sort of reiterated our same statements we had before to the Wisconsin State Journal about our opposition to the project as proposed. So
They're gonna.
yeah, he's gonna have an article. He said he was gonna let me know. He said it was probably gonna take a couple weeks just with the holiday, and there's still some more data he wanted to gather. But he said he was gonna keep me posted, probably something this week or next, likely. So.
Okay, questions for Wyatt?
I didn't hear it.
Oh.
It's hard for me to hear all the way across the room,
Well,
but that's okay.
all right. Okay, well, thank you, Wyatt. Appreciate it. I'm going to move on then to Fire Commission update. Chris is not here. I did attend the last building subcommittee update, and I got to tell you, I didn't prepare anything. So I'm trying to remember some of the things that were talked about. I know that Keller is still the contractor. As you know, the subcommittee, there's various members from the municipalities and then the at-large and so forth. Chris voted against Keller just staying on, but for now, Keller is still the contractor that they are talking about, keeping their Devon at the table.
Mark, I got a question
Yes.
that I've thought of, and when Keller was picked to do this project by the commission, I believe it went out for bids to pick a project manager or somebody to oversee this project, and Keller came in low. And if that's the case, I don't think we have anything to stand on to now just decide we're going to get rid of Keller, and we can reinvent the whole wheel again.
Okay.
Cambridge is known for that.
All right, Ted, I'm not going to get into
Okay,
anything on it.
that's all I'm going to say, but
All right.
I think you need to check that out.
Okay, I'm just letting you know how the representative here voted on that particular issue.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, and that was the major item that I'm recalling. So I'm sorry if I don't have anything else. I didn't realize I'd be asked. I would have bought my notes, but I don't have them for the meeting. And I don't have any Fire Commission updates because we have not met. So nothing else to say there. Okay, moving on to item number 10, correspondence. And I didn't get a full packet, so I didn't see that. But
It was online. It was too big to attach, so
Okay.
I had the link for the
all right,
online.
okay.
We did get a thank you from the Area Agency on Aging for Dane County, thanking the groups. So in our case, McFarland Senior Outreach with their case management, providing the meals and so forth during COVID. A lot of those services were needed even more during COVID. So for all of their work, we actually are still doing the drive-through lunches. We're not having them in person yet. And we've probably had higher numbers with the drive-through. So we've been serving a lot of lunches. Our caseworkers are out working. So it was a thank you to all those working with the seniors.
Good. All right. Nice of them to acknowledge that. Okay, going on, upcoming meetings. We've got a whole bunch. Library Board, you guys are going to be meeting on July 14th. Energy Subcommittee, July 20th. Water and Sewer on the 20th as well. Village Board, we're going to reconvene the 27th. August 9th, Plan Commission, August 10th. Joint Law Enforcement, August 10th. Another board meeting, August 17th. Water and Sewer, August 24th. Audit and Finance. Village Board meeting later that evening. And Public Works and Economic Development to be determined.
And one correction, I believe we're going to hold off on the Energy Subcommittee on the 20th as we're looking at another option for a meeting,
Okay.
so,
Still potentially next week, but
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, we've got questions, referrals of staff, future agenda items, a couple items here. Quarterly update, Laura Payne as Kate McGinnity had said, she'll be coming in next meeting. She couldn't make it here this evening because I guess their meetings, Jefferson County,
Their Jefferson County Board meets.
yeah,
tonight,
same
so-
night. So she'll be here to give us an update as far as what's going on with the Jefferson County authorities. And then Village Ordinance 2021-02, loud and unnecessary noises designated.
And we had talked about that at a previous meeting. I'm still working on that language, so
All
I'll
right.
get that.
Okay.